Hey, it's the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina K-R-S-T-I-N-A. This is where we read books, talk about books, no special effects, no theme music, no fancy man stuff going on here. And once a week, we recap episodes of Star Trek Next Generation and Star Trek Voyager. Um, please hit the like and subscribe. Let me know when I'm doing a good job. Even if I'm not, just give me the thumbs up anyway. I could use the positiveness, please. I need positiveness in my life. Um, So we are up to 139, the Thaw. There is no captain's log or star date or anything to start. So let's get to it. Harry is playing, I think it's the clarinet, while Paris looks on. Paris is not too appreciative of Kim's music, and Kim says it's the walls, it's the stuff in the walls. They're not conduit to music. And Paris suggests the cargo bay. Well, then he'd have to reschedule some of the officers who patrol the cargo bay at night or something. They just have this conversation. Then Chakotay says, please come to the bridge. So Tuvok says, I'm picking up a communication satellite in orbit. They're non-functional. Mr. Paris, take us a little closer. Mr. Kim, scan the surface. Captain, this used to be a major trading spot. How long ago? I'm not exactly sure. If I had to guess, uh, Kim says signature indicates that a major solar flare occurred here 19 years ago. I'd say 19 years ago, more or less. Looks like a glycal freeze, Chakotay says, caused by a solar flare. That radical change in the weather patterns? It did a lot more than that. They were hit by a magnetic storm and extreme levels of radiation. Those glaciers are receding. The biosphere seems to be recovering. Did anybody survive? Kim says scanning the settlement, there's no evidence of advanced technology, warp reactors, subspace transmitters, no life signs. They showed the planet, then I lost it. Hopefully they'll show it again. But Kim says scanning the settlement. I already said that. Maybe they saw it coming and evacuated. Indications are that they attempted an evacuation would have prevented by atmospheric disturbances. What was the estimated population? Approximately 400,000. I'm picking up something from the surface. I think we're being hailed. I thought you said there weren't any life signs. There aren't. I scanned the entire surface. It must be an automated signal. Let's hear it. So that's the planet. So it says, I am voice from planner of the coal sediment. Your sensors have activated this message. By now you are aware of the catastrophic disaster that destroyed our home. A few of us have managed to survive in a state of artificial hibernation programmed to end in 15 years from the date this was recorded. At that time, when the eco-recovery has begun, we will attempt to rebuild our sediment. Please do not interrupt our timetable. Their timetable was 4 years ago, Chakotay says. So then Jeremy says, Mr. Kim, wouldn't your scans have picked up supposed metabolic activity? I think so, Captain, unless checking below the surface. Nothing 1 kilometer down, 2 kilometers. Wait, I've got something 2.3 kilometers down. Extremely faint biohuman signatures, 3 humanoids. Can you detect a malfunction in their system? Something to explain why they didn't wake up on schedule? Not at this distance. I'm picking up 2 more humanoids at the same location who are dead. Are there any automated security systems? We triggered a do not disturb. I don't want to set anything off. No weapons of any kind, Captain. It is safe to transport the hibernation pods to Voyager, if that is your intent. Prepare to beam them to Cargo Bay 1, Mr. Kim. You're with me. Janeway, Cass, report to Cargo Bay Ben. Bring your medical gear. So they beam the 3 pods up to Voyager. Okay, this is a good overview. I just saw it. Kim says, I'm not reading any pathway failures in the hibernation pods. The circuitry all seems to be functioning. It looks like their brains are interconnected in a complex sensory system controlled by this computer. According to these indicators, their minds are active, Captain. Active? What do you mean? The ENCEPHALOGRAPhic readings suggest they're dreaming. There's some kind of interactivity with the computer. It's not just scanning their brain functions, it's sending data stream back to them as well. Could it be in generating an artificial environment of some sort? Artificial environment. Cass asks. Let me see if I can get it. Okay. So, the programmers obviously wanted these people in the system to decide for themselves when it would be safe to come out. This was accomplished by a subroutine that periodically displayed atmospheric conditions to them, so they would have known years ago that the biosphere had recovered. Exactly. This subroutine has remained available to these people since it was activated 4 years ago. It's literally an escape hatch. Perhaps it malfunctioned. No, that's what's so odd about this. As far as I can tell, it's working perfectly. Then why don't they get themselves out? I don't know, Kim says. Maybe they like it in there, Paris says. So then they're in the briefing room, and the camera is scanning the room as Kim walks around it, and they're all adding their little pieces. Cass says the reading suggests an extended period of mental stress. Sounds like we ought to get them out right away. Surely, Commander, you're not suggesting we simply unplug them. Why not? Because you have 3 brains whose survival has depended upon careful monitoring by sophisticated computer system for 19 years, the doctor says. The doc is right. I have no idea how to disconnect them without causing neural damage. I just don't know the system well enough. They know the system. Why don't we ask them how to proceed? How do we do that, Paris says. Implant a comlink in their brains? We already have a means of communication, the 2 unoccupied pods. So they're going to put one of them in one of the pods so they can talk to the other peeps. Let's see. Oops. So they put Balana and Kim in one of those pods. So Balana and Tim enter the atmosphere, and there's a lot more people in here than the 3. And they're all dressed in these painted uniforms, clowning around, doing all kinds of dances, stuff like that. One of those clown people is evil, and they're taking Harry and Balana to the executioner. So that guy on the video stops them. And this is the evil guy that was trying to get them killed. Harry asks him if he's a life form or if he's a virus that penetrated their system. And the guy cracks up. He says, I know you've come here to take them and take them away. But if you do that, we'll all disappear. Disappear because your character is created by this program, and once their minds stop interacting with the system, you won't exist anymore. See the technical mind at work. It seeks diagnostic data analysis. Well, there's some more data for your brain to analyze. Yes, Harry Kim. I'm merely what has created is being created by his brain, her brain, your brain. Then a comm badge appears on the guy's silver shirt, and then this wall here appears. That's a wake-up call. It's been a real pleasure. We're leaving. Come on. If you leave, one of them will die. One of them will die. Try and see it. If you leave, he dies. He can do it. He's already killed 2 of our colleagues. How is that possible? I cut off their heads. But none of this is real. Of course it's real. Real as a nightmare. The 2 we found dead both suffered from massive heart attacks. Heart attacks? Now, what might have caused a heart attack? Oh, fear, stress. You scared them to death, Kim says. So now they're wondering why Harry and Balana are not coming out of it. Their life's unstable. There's no interruption of brain activity. The recall subroutine is functioning. The window open for them on schedule. Captain, the norepinephrine levels are rising. They're well above baseline, some of what that is to be expected, but these levels indicate abnormal stress. All right, I'm going to try and bring out of it with our backup system. Initiating resuscitation. The body temperature is rising. 12 minutes. At least we're about to get answers. Why is the briefing room so dark? Why? We want to be able to see our characters talk. Well, let's start with the obvious question. Janeway says, if they're demanding to exist, can we not find a way to let them exist in this artificial world? Not unless you prepare to leave one person in stasis permanently. I agree with B'Elanna, the doctor says. The computer uses bioneural feedback from the participants' brains to create the environment. Is there a way to speed up resuscitation? Only by a few minutes. Anything more would be risking serious brain damage. 10 minutes would be the best we could do. 10 minutes and all the hostages could be killed, Paris says. It's a shame it's going to take the doctor a few years to get his hollow emitter. But he's the one character that's still with us today. Are you watching the new Star Trek series? So they talk about how do we free these people from fear? How do you negotiate with fear? Maybe we should try to make them laugh, Neelix says. A good joke seems to fear dissolve. Well, it does me anyway. I think something a little more responsive to the clown's demand, B'Elanna. Maybe you can come up with a way to modify the system so it could run without the bioneural interaction. How do we negotiate without sending in another hostage? Good question. We have to come up with a safer method of communication. So Kim goes back in to talk to the guy. I regret very much what happened to you. You came to help. You didn't deserve this. I regret so many things. Look, we don't have time for regret. My people are working on a way right now to get us out of here. We have to help them if we can. You'll leave Hope behind after a few months of this. Why does he do it? We're his canvas, his blocks of marble with us. He practices his ghastly art. Think about escape, are we, Harry? Naughty, naughty. I don't like those thoughts. We're going to have to do something about that. He's new. He can't help thinking about getting out. He can. You don't think about it anymore, but he's new. You're old. New and old. Old and new. You can. And the clown just goes on and on. The guy attacks Kim, and the doctor saves him. Very traumatic experience for Kim. I don't like this clown stuff at all. I don't know why they did this. This was scary shit. I hate psychological scary shit. So the doctor says, you're different. I don't know anything about you. You're not on the system. I would be pleased to tell you all about myself at a more appropriate time. For now, suffice to say, I'm here by a miracle of technology. Now let's get down to the issues, shall we? How am I supposed to negotiate if I can't know what you're thinking? I have a very trustworthy face. My captain is prepared to give you exactly what you asked for under the condition you release all the hostages. Release all the hostages? We would provide simulation input from a simulated brain, a computer model that would generate. Simulated brain, simulated. I myself have comparable. It won't work. It's a lie. Tell him, Harry. I don't know for sure. Vorser, get over here. Tell him. It might require a recalibrated of optimatic pathways. Liar, all this time. Don't you think I can tell when you lie? And they have a more conversation. So then the doctor reports to Tuvok and Janeway. Unstable, unpredictable, everything you'd expect from fear. The captain, the longer we allow this to continue, the more likely he will take his frustrations out on the hostages. I agree, we can't allow that to happen. We're going to have to mount some kind of rescue mission. So then Chakotay and B'Elanna come in. If we disconnect them, there'll be brain damage. How much damage? Can you repair it? Possibly, yes. Would Mr. Kim still be able to hold his clarinet when it was done? Possibly. The brain is such an interesting organ. Could we switch over to a simulated brain without the clown noticing? Oh, he'd notice. He's very smart to reject the whole notion of simulated brain. It just wouldn't be the same. There is no way an artificial intelligence can replace actual brain functions. I choose not to take that personally, Lieutenant. For what it's worth, Mr. Vorsis suggested there would be a way to make a simulated brain function in his system. He suggested it would take a recalibration of the optic pathways. I didn't know what he could have been talking about. The optronic pathways have nothing to do with the neural interface. It doesn't make any sense, Balana says. Then perhaps he had another reason for saying it. How do the optronic pathways function, Balana? They control the basic elements of the environment, access data banks with programmed when the system was created. If we interrupt it, we could disable the entire world and its characters piece by piece. If we can't remove the hostages from the environment, then we might be able to remove the environment from the hostages. How did Vorsa manage to communicate this without the clown knowing? Perhaps it's because the clown's attention was divided at the time. So they're going to work on it. So then the doctor goes back and talks to the clown guy. No brain simulations. I want real brains. The captain is prepared to give you a cloaking device. I already have a cloaking device. Thank you anyway. I'm talking about a device that would shield you from detected by other interstellar visitors. So then Balana is working on disabling the pathways. So the doctor says, we will return your entire computer system to the subterranean car where we found it. With the help of Mr. Kim and a team of Starfleet engineers, it will be an easy matter to install the cloaking device. We will ensure your safety for the foreseeable future. Is this possible? Yes. I don't know if I believe you. I don't know yet. But I don't know if you're telling the truth. You can't fool me. What does she want in return? And don't say the hostages because I'm not giving them up. You have to understand the captain's primary concern is the hostages. She's such a warm and noble person. I'd love her to come to one of my parties. So as they're talking, Balana's doing some stuff working on it. And she's making stuff and objects disappear from the environment. Some of the characters disappear from the room. He finally realizes what's happening. He says they're being attacked. And they're getting the guillotine guy ready to kill Forza. Balana's still working on the situation. The doctor fights and tries to help the characters. He tries to help Vorsa keep him for the executioner's thing. The doctor is unsuccessful, and Vorsa is placed in the guillotine, and he's killed, and he dies. So then they're going after the other two characters. But if they kill the other two humans, then there goes their whole world. And so Janeway has Balana restore the thing, and all the music starts, and the celebration starts, and all that kind of thing comes back. Your decision to save the lives of the other hostages, Captain, you should take comfort in that. I don't. How have I misjudged her? Is there another way to reach him? Isn't there more than a simple demand to exist? Why do these people enjoy dangerous sports or holodeck adventures with the safety off? Why, after all these centuries, do children still ride on roller coasters? Fear can provide pleasure. To seek fear is to seek the boundaries of one's sensory experience. But what does fear seek at the end of the ride? So then the guy says that they have to punish Harry for his little trick. So then the doctor's back there. I don't get out very much. The captain has sent me with an ultimatum. Ultimatum. She would give me an ultimatum. Did Napoleon have an ultimatum in Waterloo? The captain is prepared to shut down the system 1 minute from now if you don't agree to her terms. Scramble the brains of all my guests, including Harry. I don't think so. 52 seconds. She's willing to risk brain damage to the hostages, but she will end this one way or another. What are the terms? 53 seconds. She will allow you to keep one person on the system. The other hostages must be released. One, never, never. I won't agree. You have 30 seconds to avoid termination. I need more time to think. 2, let me think. 32 seconds. The doctor says that one hostage will be allowed to keep is Captain Janeway herself. She would choose to be with me, yes. So then the doctor tells Janeway that the clown accepted her conditions. So then Janeway is with the clowns. And she's what is what does she say? You really want this as much as I do, don't you? Now, don't even think about leaving. I'm not going to let you go, not after all this. Mirror, don't we make a beautiful couple? Captain, I'm not Captain Janeway. Could have fooled me. I'm afraid I did. I'm nothing more than a holographic image of Captain Janeway sent here by the same technique they used to send their doctor. I've been programmed to respond to you as Catherine Janeway would. But I feel you. You're on the system. She's on the system, but not in stasis. Captain Janeway and her crew modified the pod so that she could be connected to the system without having to enter this environment. The goal was to let you sense her brain without getting her into actual jeopardy. You'll be able to confirm what I'm telling you as soon as you become aware of her thoughts. And they got the other 2 people out of their pods safely. And Janeway hangs out with the clown, or her holographic image hangs out with the clown. And that's how the episode ends. So please join me next week for Tuvix. I hope that's not the episode I'm thinking of, but I think it is, where Neelix and Tuvok merge. That should be interesting. And if you haven't seen Deadlock or Innocence or the Thaw, please check those out. Don't forget to check out Eve Dallas JD Robb readings on Saturday, Character Spoilizations unboxing on Sunday, Flashback Mondays. If anybody has any ideas for Flashback Monday, please leave it on the Flashback Monday page. And of course, my daily book reviews. Oh, and don't forget If Then later this afternoon. Have a good one.